If you have seen the 2007 movie I Am Legend, there is exactly one scene that is burned into your memory forever. It's not the CGI zombies. It's not Will Smith driving a sports car through an empty Times Square. It is the dog. In the movie, Robert Neville has a German shepherd named Samantha. She is his loyal companion, his hunting partner, and his only tether to his past life. When she gets bitten by the infected dogs protecting Neville, he has to take her back to his lab. As she slowly turns into a monster in his arms, he is forced to strangle his best friend while he cries. It is one of the most heartbreaking scenes in cinematic history. But what if I told you that in Richard Matheson's original 1954 novel, there is no Samantha? There is no heroic battle with mutant dogs. There is no loyal companion who has been by Neville's side since the beginning. In the book, the story of the dog is completely different. It is quieter, it is more grounded, and in many ways, it is infinitely more depressing. Welcome back to our series breaking down the terrifying true story of I Am Legend. Today, we are looking at the bleak reality of complete isolation. The stray dog that changed everything, and the soul-crushing loss of the last man on Earth. To understand why the dog in the book is so important, you have to understand Neville's mental state. In the movie, Will Smith talks to mannequins. He has his dog. He has a pristine laboratory and a mission to save the world. He has purpose. In the book, Robert Neville has absolutely nothing. He is a blue-collar guy who spends his days driving wooden stakes through sleeping vampires, and his nights getting blackout drunk while his undead neighbor yells at him from the front lawn. He is completely, utterly alone. He hasn't spoken to a friendly living creature in months. The silence of his house during the day is suffocating. Matheson writes extensively about Neville's descent into depression. He stops cleaning. He stops caring. He just goes through the gruesome motions of survival out of pure, stubborn habit. He is essentially a ghost haunting his own house. And then, one day, while he is out driving his station wagon through the empty, sun-bleached streets of Los Angeles, he sees it moving in the daylight, a living, breathing animal. It's not a beautiful, well-trained police dog. It's a filthy, starving, terrified, stray dog. In a movie, the dog would immediately run up to the hero, lick his face, and they would become best friends. But the book is grounded in brutal realism. The dog is terrified of Neville. It doesn't know him. It has spent months surviving on its own, hiding from the vampires at night. Whenever Neville takes a step toward it, the dog bolts in the other direction. But Neville is desperate. The sheer sight of this dog breaks something open inside of him. He needs this dog. He needs something to care for. He needs proof that he isn't the only living thing left in the world. So begins a painfully slow, agonizing process. Every single day, Neville goes to the same spot in the neighborhood. He brings raw hamburger meat. He places it on the ground and backs away. At first, the dog won't even come near the food until Neville leaves. Days turn into weeks. It becomes Neville's entire obsession. He stops hunting the vampires. He stops drinking as much. His entire existence is hyper-focused on winning the trust of this one scrawny stray. Slowly, agonizingly, the dog gets closer. Neville talks to it softly. He leaves water out. He leaves blankets out. Finally, after weeks of effort, the dog gets close enough to take the meat directly from Neville's hand. Neville gently reaches out and pets its head. The dog whines and leans into his hand. For the first time in years, Robert Neville feels actual hope. Neville finally manages to coax the dog inside his fortified house. He locks the doors. The sun goes down, and the vampires begin their nightly screaming outside. But for the first time, Neville doesn't care. He has a companion, but the hope doesn't last. As soon as he gets the dog into the light of his living room, reality sets in. The dog isn't just tired, it's incredibly sick. Neville realizes that the dog has contracted the vampire bacteria. It isn't immune, it has just been surviving with the infection. There is no dramatic action scene. There is no fight with mutant dogs. Neville realizes he has finally found a friend, and he is going to lose it almost immediately. He spends the next week desperately trying to nurse the dog back to health. He feeds it, he gives it water. He stays up all night petting it and talking to it, trying to cure a plague he barely understands. But it's no use. The dog quietly passes away in his house. Neville buries the dog in a nearby field. He doesn't say any heroic words. He just goes back to his empty house, pours himself a massive glass of whiskey, and realizes that the absolute worst part of the apocalypse isn't the vampires. It's the hope, the brief, fleeting reminder of what it felt like to not be alone, ripped away from him, leaving the house feeling 10 times emptier than it did before. The story of the dog in the novel perfectly encapsulates what I Am Legend is really about. It isn't a story about curing a disease or saving humanity. Humanity is gone. It's a story about accepting the end of an era. The loss of the dog is the moment Robert Neville finally realizes that the old world is dead and it is never coming back. He is a relic, a ghost from a forgotten time. But if the old world is dead, what exactly is the new world? If the Will Smith movie ruined the vampires and completely changed the dog, nothing compares to how badly Hollywood butchered the ending. In episode 3, our grand finale, we are going to break down the greatest twist ending in sci-fi history. We are going to reveal why the book is called I Am Legend, and how Robert Neville finally realizes that to the new society peers the monster. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the finale. And let me know in the comments which version of the dog hurts more. The heroic tragedy of Samantha in the movie, or the quiet, bleak reality of the stray in the book. Let me know below, and I'll see you in the final nightmare.